Hello, and thank you for tuning in for another episode of TGIF Renegades.
Coming at you.
Here we go.
For the win! Oh. Hold on.
Oh, that was bad.
Second chance always works out for your favor. Oh. I got too many layers on.
Yeah. I am Kenny.
And I'm Alex.
You are with the voices again every time.
I thought that sounded more usual. No. Casual?
Or usual?
I'm your host, Alex.
I'm Kenny.
I'm Kenny.
All right, and we are the TGIF Renegades podcast. We review episodes of Full House and Family Matters. Have you heard of those two shows?
I am.
Are you all right over there?
I don't know, man. Something's going on today. This Friday is...
Some raccoons get into the...
I guess.
The camper
studio. Last night. Messed it all up. Jeez.
We have a good show. I don't know. The way we're starting, I don't know if we're going to have a good show.
Is it Friday the 13th?
It is not. It is... You know what it is? It's Friday the 9th. Tomorrow, you turn the big 3-4. Yeah.
Is that really the big?
Oh, yeah. Huge birthday.
Huge birthday. Hey, it's my birthday. That's all I got. Hey, by the way, real quick, since we're on my birthday.
Okay, yeah.
You remember there used to be this, he's called Captain Zoom. Okay, it used to be a tape. This is like an 80s, 90s thing. Mm-hmm. And you could buy the tapes with, like, your name, my name, every name. So, every morning on my birthday, my mom would come in and be like, like space music type thing. Calling Alex from Space Control. It's Captain Zoom, and we hear it's your special day. Hey, Alex, it's your birthday today. Every birthday.
Tomorrow, are you going to get a call from your mom with that on the...
I hope so.
So for your birthday weekend, we're our title for these episodes is A Baker's Love Story.
Wow.
So, Now if that episode happened, what do you think happens in that episode?
Sounds like a great romantic novel.
Kind of like You've Got Mail. It's
A
Baker's Love Story, starring Tom Hanks.
Like some older lady. This is how. Let me just. I got it for you.
Okay.
Some older lady.
Okay.
She's her baking business. She's a baker. Right. She needs help. Okay. So she hires this young stud.
Oh yeah.
And I mean, it gets hot and heavy in the bakery. Custard flying everywhere. Is that what they call it? Isn't it the?
Yeah. Custard.
Custard.
Yeah.
Filling everything up, and it gets hot and heavy.
So okay, see? I get it. All right.
Just telling you.
So now I kind of want to review that.
Yeah.
That story.
It's great. It's the Billboard's top 20, right?
Billboards.
What's the book? What's the book?
Okay. I don't know. I have no idea.
Somebody let me know.
All right.
Kenny's laughing inside the billboards, but
yeah, it's not Billboard. It's not a music. Is it a music?
Could be.
There's an album out too.
I made an album for it too. Anyways, I don't even know what we're talking about.
Right now, me either. Full House and Family Matters is what we're supposed to be talking about. All right, we're gonna have plenty of trivia. What's on the mind of Alex? Alex will give you a bedtime story.
We have some math involved too.
Yep.
What do we call that segment?
Education with Alex.
Education with Alex.
You'll get schooled.
You'll get schooled.
And later on, I don't really care if the listeners care. I know it's going to blow your mind, Alex.
I can't wait.
My trivia is about Eddie and Laura Winslow.
Can't wait. Just like that stud young baker blew that older lady's mind in my book.
All right. Oh, man. All right. With that said, Alex, it's time to crack open a beer and get into this because it is TGIF. All right, we're going to start with Full House because this episode is fantastic.
So great.
Lead back.
Yeah. Golly.
We got season 1, episode 14.
This is how you treat me on my birthday.
Yep.
Week.
Yep. The title of theirs is Half a Love Story. And the date on this was January 15th, 1988. The IMDb rating, 7.1. I don't know how. I just can't even. Anyways, the episode starts with Danny. We're at Danny's work.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we haven't seen his work yet.
No.
We haven't been there. The studio at Channel 8 Action News. And so the news anchors are on the air. They're like talking about, we need to go to a commercial break. After the break, it's Danny with the sports. When they go to the break, it shows a pretty girl smiling over, and Danny rushes over to her. And he goes, Robin! Did you get the job as our new field reporter?
Okay.
So apparently, her name is Robin. This is what we know so far.
Yeah.
A pretty girl knows Danny. Danny knows her name is Robin. That's where we're at right now.
Okay.
And she hasn't had the interview yet, she says. And there's some joking about her making more money than him or something. Like, they go on and on about, like, she's like, I'm excited for you, unless you're making more money than me. And then a little bit later, she says something about making more money, and then he's like, unless you're making more money than, like, dude.
Do you think a field reporter makes more than a sports reporter?
I wouldn't think so. I
thought field reporters were the bottom of the barrel.
I thought so, too. Maybe that's why he's concerned.
Yeah.
Like, if you're making more money than me, something's wrong here. Some stage guy tells Danny the Warriors just made a trade. Danny says, "I'll be right there." And he goes, "Let's move it."
Yeah. It's just some stage dude.
I know. And then Danny goes, "Okay, Derek." And then he's like, then he said it again, something else like, "Let's move it." And he's like, "Okay."
I know.
Jeez, Derek, calm down.
Derek. Calm down, bud.
So we got Derek and Robin, and we have no idea who these people are. Then Danny invites Robin over to his house for dinner. Like, you would think he's asking her on a date, but you clearly know that he's not. She mentions something about having to check in at her hotel, and then she'll come over. And
she came down to the studio and she hasn't even checked in the hotel yet?
Yeah. It's right there.
Wow.
And Danny says, "No way. My old pal Robin is not staying at a hotel. You can check into the Danner Hilton."
Why the hell would you want to stay with Danny?
I know.
Old friend.
Yeah, old pal. Which makes me wonder, is she maybe she was a friend of Pam? A high school friend? We don't know.
I would say she was an old person working together. Mm-hmm. But she's right. As I'm imagining, field reporter is the bottom of the barrel.
Right. So she's trying to break into the business.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And Danny's still kind of breaking into the business.
Yeah. Exactly. So
mind blown here.
Yeah. But anyways, Derek again tells Danny to move it.
Wow.
And then Danny's like, Derek, I think you really need me for something or something. Now in walks Jesse with Michelle on his shoulders. So Jesse clearly, as he walks in with Michelle on his shoulders, sees Robin, because you can see his eyes like, "Oh, hello." And he goes, "Have mercy." He's still perfecting the have mercy.
But he threw it on thick this episode.
Oh, yeah. He tells Michelle to do her thing. Actually, I think he just said do your thing, but
I like it better.
I like to picture him
saying,
do your thing, sweet cheeks.
Fine.
He holds her. He holds her so that he can't see Robin, but Robin can see Michelle. Robin says, to nobody, she says, "She's adorable."
Yeah, nobody's around.
Yeah. Then she comes over to talk to Michelle. Robin and Jesse lock eyes for a second, and she says, "Michelle is the cutest baby she's ever seen."
Jeez, we're already lying.
Yeah. And then Jesse he says, "You think she's cute now? Look at her when I do this." And then he lifts her shirt and does
on her belly button.
Yeah. And he tells her to do it too. And she's like, really? And he's like, yeah. And she does, which, now, I think it's weird to tell somebody to blow raspberries on your kid's tummy, but...
Is that what they call it? Blow raspberries?
Yeah.
But a stranger, so my spit's all over my baby's stomach.
Yeah.
Now, hey.
And who knows what else is on the baby's stomach from earlier. Like,
yeah.
Now you put your stranger lips on
my baby's stomach. Blow raspberries, as Kenny says.
Yep. Blowing raspberries. They finally introduce themselves to each other. She says she's Robin Winslow.
What?
Now, is this Carl's
sister?
Yeah, but I don't know.
Or maybe it's Frank's ex-wife.
Yeah.
Whoa. My mind is blown.
Yeah. I mean, she don't look like a Winslow, I'll tell you that.
Frank has a lot of money, though.
Frank has a lot of money.
So he could have gotten a hot-ass wife.
That's true.
You never know, Kenny.
Yeah, well, I guess we'll see. We'll see as it goes on.
Okay.
I have a feeling we actually won't see, but it's cool. This is
suspense.
This is pretty open shut case here. So they stupidly use Michelle to talk to each other about a date.
Oh my God.
Michelle thinks the three of us are having such a good time. We should continue tonight for dinner and dancing.
Dinner and dancing.
Yeah.
Okay.
So she says she's busy tonight, but tomorrow would work. And then he does some stupid, ooh, Michelle's got tickets to the opera. Well, maybe me and you could just go. Oh, he's clever.
Wow.
But they agree to the date, and he says, should we seal it with a kiss? And she's like weirded out for a second, and then he's like, for Michelle. And they kiss Michelle's cheeks.
So now a stranger's kissing Michelle.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Okay.
Not just blowing on her stomach anymore. It's evolved to a kiss on the cheek.
Is this like the Joey, Uncle Jesse thing?
Yeah, okay. They both kiss the cheeks. It's quicker though.
Okay.
Not as weird. But then then he says, Michelle thinks you have beautiful eyes. And she's like, Michelle's been hanging around too many singles bars.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and now with 15 seconds before going back on air, Jesse, like a jerk, hands Michelle to Danny, sitting ready to go on air, and says, I have an audition for a big gig, and Joey is running the girls around town. So then he, sprints off.
Yeah.
Come on, dude. It's during the day.
He's the one making the money.
Yeah. I know. I got a big audition for a gig.
Yeah.
What are you going to make at this gig? Not enough
to pay the bills.
Yeah. Then a stupid thing with Danny doing the sports, holding Michelle, and
how many are the Wizards gonna win by? 5, and Michelle was only throwing up one finger. So then he's like 1,
yeah,
5. Yeah. Oh gosh.
New scene at the Tanner living room with Robin Winslow talking to the girls while sitting by Danny. She says she remembers DJ when she was, and she points to Stephanie's height, that big, and it's kind of stupid, because then DJ says she doesn't remember her, and Stephanie says, I'm 5 and you were 5 then, does that mean I'm going to forget everything?
Yeah, it's so stupid.
Yeah, it's yes and no.
Yeah. Shut up, Stephanie.
Meanwhile, Joey and Michelle are in the kitchen, and Joey dumps Chinese takeout into a pan and says, you won't tell anyone about these takeout containers, will you? And then Stephanie walks in, and I don't know what she says, but Joey's basically like, crap, I'm busted.
Right.
Stephanie, the blabbermouth.
Because nobody will see those containers in the garbage.
Right. So he says, they have a little short conversation where he tells her he's tired of getting crap for his bad cooking, and she says she won't tell. She goes to this side. I don't even know if that's considered a side story or not, but it's
about how she's never kept a secret.
Yeah.
And she promises her lips are sealed. Yeah.
Yeah, so she goes to get everyone for dinner because he is almost through cooking. And they wink. They do a big old wink. Then some girl named Jill walks in the back door. Just barges in. I thought for a minute it was Kimmy.
Yeah.
She looked similar to what Kimmy ends up
looking like.
Yeah, I mean, like, the hair in the top.
Yeah.
What is that, like a ponytail out the top?
Yeah, I don't know.
A unicorn tail? Unicorn.
I don't know, but it's that 80s look.
Yeah. But she looked like an 80s girl that didn't look good in the 80s.
She's supposed to look like a groupie.
Yeah,
from the 80s.
Oh, I get you.
Yep.
Yeah. So she walks in, and she's looking for Jesse, and Joey kind of says, "Hi, Jill," so he knows her.
Yeah.
And
of course we don't.
Yeah. This episode is all about throw people at the audience.
That's really what it is.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, Joe.
Yeah. And Joey asks her if she and Jesse are dating again. So apparently he's dated her, so this is maybe a check.
That's a check.
Check for Jesse.
Number 8.
All right. And she says, well, they never really stopped dating. When we don't have any other dates, we date each other. And Joey's like, unbelievable. Even when he doesn't have a date, he has a date. And then apparently she goes upstairs to wait for Jesse.
She's a little easy.
Yeah,
What we like to call it.
I would say so. I don't even remember if Joey says if he's home or not. Like, I can't even remember what Joey says, but like...
I don't think he does.
Yeah, it's just really weird.
Like, oh, yeah, see you, Joe.
Yeah. Back in the living room, Jesse enters the house, and Robin sees him, and he, like, sees her and beelines it to her. And Danny's, like, trying to introduce them. Finally, somebody's trying to do something. He's like, this is my old pal, Robin, and this is my brother-in-law, And then Jesse's just, like, shaking her hand, and he's like, we still on for tomorrow night, right? And she's like, yes. And they're like gazing at each other. So weird. And DJ says, boy, does he work fast.
I loved it.
Which is true. It does seem like, holy crap, dude. Man. And Danny says he hopes Jesse doesn't mind that he, well, first Danny says, like, oh, so you two obviously have met. And they're like, oh, yeah, we met. And then Danny says, well, I hope you don't mind that I invited Robin to stay this weekend. And Jesse's like, you know, whatever. And then he says, and I told her she could stay in your room. And Jesse, like, looks at him all sly.
Yeah.
And he's all smiling. He's like, God bless you. Well, Danny says this means that Jesse will be down with, and then Joey walks in. Ding, 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 ding. Soup's on, keep them doggies rolling. God. In like perfect timing, Joey. And then he comes up and he's like, hi, roomie. You can tell he's lonely down in the basement.
Yeah, no, he regrets the basement now.
Yeah. So everyone is now in the kitchen except Jesse and Joey. And now Jill walks down into the living room. So she knows her way around this house pretty well. And Jesse forgot about their date. And now he's like scared of Robin seeing Jill, obviously. Right. So he's like trying to get Jill out of the house to get to like a dinner. And Joey says, well, you're going to go out to dinner after I cooked a delicious Chinese dinner? And Jill says, I love Chinese. And then she like rushes into the kitchen. No conversing with Jesse about it. She just rushes into the kitchen, and Jesse's all ticked, and Joey says, well, I better check on those egg rolls. And then Jesse's like, you better protect your egg rolls.
Like, you would think Jesse would have grabbed Joey and been like, listen, you got to help me out with this situation.
Right. Yeah.
You need to act like you're Jill's girlfriend or boyfriend.
I get that, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's what they would typically do, right?
Right. Or you could have been like, hey, dude, there's a girl that Robin is in there, and I don't want them to totally meet.
Yeah.
And so, like, that's why I didn't want to stay for dinner. So can you go tell Jill that I need to,
Hey, can you go tell Jill I need to talk to her for a minute?
Yeah, like something.
Yeah.
Like, bro, help me out here.
Yeah, because Jill obviously knows, like, if Jill would have came back in, or before Jill ran in there, be like, wait, Jill, there's a hot chick I'm trying to bang.
Yeah.
You get it, right?
Right. It's true.
Obviously.
Yeah. When they don't have a date.
Wait for me in Joey's room tonight. I'll be up in my room for a little bit. Right?
That's true. I get you. So
I hate that I have to figure everything out for these people.
I know. So everyone's now in the kitchen. The only seat available now is between Jill and Robin.
How is it from...
Oh, man. And Jesse awkwardly introduces them, and Jill and Robin have already met.
Oh.
And Robin doesn't look too thrilled.
No.
And she says she heard that they even have a date tonight. Oh.
But, to Uncle Jesse's defense, she turned him down for tonight.
True. That's true.
I didn't know that. Oh, my gosh. They're committed now?
Right, exactly.
Robin and Uncle Jesse are now a couple.
Yeah.
So he can't have another date with another girl.
Sounds like high school.
Yeah. Right?
Yeah.
Go on. No. I mean, that's ridiculous, Robin.
Right. Robin's already. I'm not digging her.
I'm not Team Robin. Team Jill.
Only because she's easy.
Let's go, Jill.
I think most guys are Team Jill.
Probably.
Although looks-wise, I'm more Team Robin.
Team Robin.
Yeah. All right, so we're still torn.
Yeah.
So Jill says, "Can you believe he got off this cheap? But he's so cute. How could you not just love him?" And grabs his face. And they talk about how the food tastes like the local Chinese place. Then, like, everyone's like, "Doesn't this taste like lo mein chung or whatever it is?" I can't. And they're like, yeah. And Stephanie says, "Yeah, but much better." And then wink, like no one saw them. Jill says, "So, sweetie, what movie should we see tonight?"
Son of a...
Oh, he's not getting out of this one.
He's screwed.
Jesse basically ignores her because he's just kind of like, yeah. And then he starts asking the kids how their day was. "DJ, how was your day?" "Fine." "Steph, how was your day?" "Fine." And he's like, "Geez, this kid's whatever." He complains about the kids. Then he has, "How was work?" "Fine." And Danny's all smiles. They're loving this. Jill starts to tell how she and Jesse met at a Chinese restaurant.
Oh,
so,
no.
of all meals to have. Whew.
Man.
Do you think that's why she loves Chinese food? Because she said, "I love Chinese."
I bet so. Right?
She's that into Jesse that it's now her favorite thing. So apparently Jill goes on that he had Michelle with him at the Chinese restaurant. And, well, I'll spare the details. It's the exact same situation that happened to Robin.
Shocker.
You didn't see that coming.
No.
So then Robin, well, there's a little thing about, and Robin says, "Did you blow on her tummy too?"
Did you give her raspberries too?
I love how she says "too." Did you?
Yeah,
It could go for anything, but it just was funny. And then she says, "Yes, the first time I met her." And Jill says something about a man with a baby is so sexy and irresistible.
So all the girls are eating? We're going to talk like that?
Yeah. But Robin says, "Oh, it's becoming easier." And DJ then asks Uncle Jesse if the food is too spicy for him. And he says, "No, why?" "Because you're sweating bullets." So I'm going to say this real quick. It's similar, not similar in being nervous about a girl situation, but one time at work, I had a small cubicle that I shared with my boss.
Yeah.
And my boss was in a meeting. I knew he was going to be gone for like an hour. And I sat at my desk. I ripped like a bunch of farts. And it stunk. And like right after I do it, all of a sudden this lady comes over to talk to me, to ask me a question or something. So I like stand up and like get out of my cubicle. So we're like standing in like the little hall of the cubicles because I didn't want it to.
Yeah.
It stunk so bad. So she's talking to me for a while, and I'm just like, yes, no, I'm not sure. You know, like I'm just quick to the point. And then she goes, Kenny, are you? She goes, is it too hot in here? And I go, what? I'm like, no, I feel fine or something. She goes, oh, you're home red.
No way.
Yes.
That's hilarious.
So I'm like, no, I'm good. It's fine. And then like she went back to her desk, and I'm like, oh my gosh.
Dude, I never I know multiple times I've been called out for my worst thing is not remembering people's names.
Oh yeah.
But I'm that jackass that's like feels bad about it. Like this is coming from a good heart.
Right.
Like
right.
I feel bad not knowing your name. So I'm gonna act like I know your name.
Right.
But I really don't know your name. And you know I don't know your name. So that's the only time I've always ever been like beady sweaty.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And then on top of that, the farting instances that you had, your massive blow up.
Yeah.
Man, grocery stores, you're always worried, man. You rip one in the grocery store.
Yeah,
you're the only one down that aisle. You rip ass. And then you look around, nobody's there, and then all of a sudden somebody turns out the corner and you're like, "Oh my god, they know. They know I was the one that farted down that aisle. There's nobody else."
Yeah.
So,
yes. Happens quite a bit.
Oh, it does. That's where I do my best farts at a grocery store.
Dear Lord.
If you see me at a grocery store, steer clear. Because I'm crop dusting all over that grocery store.
Ouch. Oh, you're making me pee my pants. Let's move on. New scene, Rob.
What's Robin up to now?
Ouch. Robin and Danny are in Jesse's room. Gosh, I gotta.
You all right?
I'm good.
You're turning red. You sweat bullets.
I really am. So they're in Jesse's room while she practices for her news reporting interview. And Jesse walks in and asks...
That's where they're...
Yeah. It's a whole house. What else
They
could
go
be
into
happening?
that, like, disgusting... If you put a blue light in that room, is it blue light?
Black light.
Black light?
Yeah. Yeah, they're sitting on his
bed.
Shaggy...
tiger skin
Yes.
bed? Yeah. Yikes.
Weird.
Did you notice, though, now, like, in his room, there's a lot more... Did you notice the big Elvis poster behind the door?
I didn't actually look at the posters.
Yeah, it's a huge Elvis poster. Beautiful.
Loves him.
Yeah.
Jesse walks in and asks if he can talk to Robin in private. And Robin says, Danny doesn't need to go. There's nothing we could...
That's right.
There's nothing to talk about. And then there's like a whole thing about Robin breaking the date. Danny's like, awkwardly in the middle wanting to leave, but they don't let him. And she says, seeing you with Jill tonight made me realize I've been out with you before. And he says, like in a past life. That's right, we double dated with Shirley MacLaine and King Tut.
I don't even know who Shirley MacLaine is.
I don't either. I
barely know who King Tut is. My goodness.
Yeah. But she says, she like laughs, and then she's like, that was cute. And he's like, see, Danny, tell her, I'm cute, aren't I? I'm cute. And he thinks they should still go on the date because she thinks he's cute. And she says, she's been out with his type before. And then he gets all ticked. Oh, I'm a type now. Oh, yeah, come on, man. Obviously you're a type.
Obvious. I mean...
And she says, he says, you tell me, what is my type? And then she says, well, I'll take a crack at it. Your type is a guitar playing, leather wearing, Elvis loving, motorcycle riding, girl chasing, blow drying, baby toting, tough guy type.
Wow. Whoa, so this kind of reminds me, you ever hear like the wrestler Ric Flair talk.
Yeah.
Wheeling, dealing, profiling. Woo! That's what it reminded me of.
He says, lucky guess, which, Then, so they're doing this, like, walking around a little bit. They were arguing. And then they kind of, like, switch sides of the room. But Danny's still between them. Now they, like, sit down, and Jesse says that he's other types, too. So then Danny's sitting between them. Jesse says, I'm the compassionate type, too. I'm the type that likes your type. And she says, really? And they start, like, inching closer near Danny. And Danny interrupts and says, is anyone aware of the fact that I'm still in the room?
Danny has really good one-liners.
I know, man.
His character is perfect for one-liners.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Then he tries to leave again, but of course they won't let him. She says, his type never falls in love, though. And he says, he was in love with Sharon. And then Danny says, Edwards.
So, check
one.
9.
Yeah. And
Sharon Edwards.
Yeah. And which
Scissorhand?
Sharon doesn't sound like
Well, Jill doesn't either.
Yeah, Jill doesn't either, and neither does Robin, really.
Wow, we're really getting away
Bottom of the barrel.
Yeah.
Girls here for him. But he says for 4 beautiful months he was in love with Sharon Edwards. And Danny says, I remember her. Didn't she spend 2 of those beautiful months in Europe? And then Jesse's like, get out. Danny's like trying to defend himself, but he's actually pretty happy. He's out of the room finally. Then Robin says, the truth is, she doesn't want to get hurt again. Guys like him and her are like fire and ice. And she goes, do you know what you get with fire and ice? And Jesse says, yeah, steam.
Damn it! That is freaking a great line.
And they go to kiss, because he turned up the heat, so to speak. And then she quickly snaps out of it and says, a puddle! And then she kicks him out of his own room. There's a whole, you're going to kick me out of my whole room? Yeah, blah, blah, blah.
I'm using that line, though, tonight on Megan. Megan, I'm like fire. You're like ice. You know what that makes?
And then,
steam.
What do you think she'll answer, though?
She'll say, shut the hell up.
Probably.
That's it. That's how it's going to end.
I got to get the baby.
I got to get the baby ready and go to bed and make money for our family.
Oh, but it's your birthday tomorrow.
It's my birthday tomorrow.
And you'll cry if you want.
And I'll cry. Is that what I'm going for? Is that what I'm actually...
Probably.
How does that song go? It's my party and I'm cry if I want to.
Cry if I want
That's
to.
what I was saying. Yes. How do you know that stuff?
Yeah.
Wow, you can really read my mind.
It's
my birthday and I cry. Wow, that's exactly. Wow, that's crazy.
All right. Anyways, she kicks him out of his own room. The entire family is out in the hall, and they basically say, "You really like her, don't you?" And he admits he does.
I really do.
It's like, yeah. You just met her, and she kind of seems like a bitch.
Yeah. Let's just stick with Jill. Where the hell did Jill go?
I know. She just left. Or, no, maybe he came back from the date, and then that's why Robin and Danny were in there. I don't know.
Good.
Your guess is as good as mine. Yeah, he admits he does like her, and then he says, this is the worst breakup he's ever went through. And he hasn't even went on the actual date. And then there's like a... And Joey, like, pats him on the back to console him. Which was weird, because Joey was, like, patting him, and there was, like, a weird, awkward music. And then, like, the audience was laughing because Joey was patting him on the back. Like, it was like, I'm not sure what you guys are going for. Like, am I supposed to be upset or am I supposed to laugh? I don't know. So the next morning, Jesse's serving Joey and Danny their French toast. So Jesse is saying, guys, I'm over it. It's her loss. Time to move on. And Joey says, you can't fool your roomie. And he says, you were up nearly the whole night singing Heartbreak Hotel. And then Danny kind of tells him he rushes into things too quickly. You should just get to know Robin first. Be friends.
Right.
Good advice, Danny.
That's great advice.
But now up in the girls' room, Robin is putting on her makeup with them there. And
Why? So she went into the girls' room to put on her makeup.
Yeah, I guess. And DJ gets to paint her nails while Stephanie gets to brush her hair. But the girls say she can visit any time when she gets the job. And then Stephanie says, and date Uncle Jesse. And
She is such a great wingman.
she is. So far, Michelle and Stephanie, really.
Yeah.
She says, or Robin says, she wouldn't count on her dating Uncle Jesse. And DJ says, you know, David and Maddie on Moonlighting didn't like each other at first either. Well, they start talking about the great things about Uncle Jesse. I don't know. I didn't flip them all out. But she says, Robin says, you two are so sweet. I wish someday I had nieces just like you. And Stephanie says, marry Uncle Jesse and you will.
We are going extremely fast for all I know this lady for 2 days.
I know. And is she even that great of a person? I just don't get it.
I don't think she is.
I don't know. But now Jesse walks in with his bug suit on. And he says, good morning. He says, come on, girls, I'll take you to school in my bugmobile. Maybe that answers last week's question, how they got from home to DJ's audition. Remember we said, did they take...
So you're saying last episode makes sense?
Yeah, they got to the audition in the bugmobile, probably.
Okay.
But Stephanie says she will, but she has to get her milk money first. She gets over to the sock drawer, opens it, and did you watch how she slams her fingers? She, you can see as an actress, she's holding her finger.
Sure.
And boom, ow! She slams it in the drawer. She freaks out. Jesse rushes over, and he says he went to finger college, so he knows how to help.
He sure did.
and Robin walks in when she hears that.
Oh my gosh, you are terrible.
But he says, a weird thing with put your finger on your nose. What color is the pain?
Blue.
Are there any other colors?
I think I see polka dots.
Are there any stripes?
No stripes.
Good, because stripes are, that's good. If there's stripes, it's worse pain or whatever it is. I can't even remember. And then he says, now the trick is you open your eyes. And how does your finger feel?
It feels way better.
No.
Thanks, Uncle Jesse.
Yeah. And he gives her a piggyback ride out, and they
There's
stop.
Jill in the hall.
No, Robin.
Robin in the doorway.
She's in the room.
Oh, she's
Yeah.
creeping around, huh?
Yeah, and Stephanie says, isn't he a great guy, or something like that.
Do you think that was set up as a wingman?
I wondered. There was no, like Laura and Judy in that one episode, what was that, the third episode of Family Matters, where they set up the talk and the fight.
Yeah.
I wondered if there was going to be a little thing there. DJ and Stephanie are boom, knuckles or whatever. That was great, Steph.
I mean, that's a great setup on Stephanie's part.
It was. We don't know.
Yeah.
We don't find out.
No, we don't find out anything in this freaking episode.
No. We still don't really know who Robin is, in a way. But new scene, Danny's doing the sports again with Michelle. And he says apparently viewers called asking her to be a regular on the show. How stupid. And she had guessed right. She had guessed the Warriors would win by 5. And
my problem is she threw up 1. 1. He said 1.
Well, if they won by 1, she was right. If they won by 5,
I guess she's still right.
And they won. Warriors won 106-101.
Who'd they play? Did they say?
They didn't say.
They don't have it down at all?
They didn't.
Because the Warriors were not good back then.
Right.
By the way.
Right.
And I thought who they played were pretty good, so I'm just a little surprised.
Yeah. Well,
but I guess only by 5 points.
Right.
So,
they never got shut out in a whole season.
Right.
So
they weren't that.
Even a blind squirrel finds a nut.
Right.
But anyways, Jesse gets Michelle from Danny when he's done. And he overhears Robin practicing for her interview. he walks over and interrupts, and she's like all stressed about the interview. And he tries to help because he wants a pest control specialist giving you advice on how to land a TV gig.
Yeah.
But he says she needs to have fun. And he shows her by like reading the script really casually and fun and weird. And I didn't take anything down. But during his little spiel, Derek and Derek does like a huge eyebrow raise.
Yeah.
Like what the
And
hell?
that's it. He doesn't say anything. There's no reason to have that part in there. Just
I wish I could be Derek.
And spoiler alert, Derek is not in any more episodes.
No.
Why we don't have Derek in more episodes? Oh my god! But yeah, it would have been great. Like, I mean, we go on to showing a lot of news stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I wish maybe we'll have to really look.
We'll have to pay
maybe
more.
Derek is, but I don't think he's never had another
Right, no.
scene.
I think this is a one-time deal for Derek.
Yeah.
But we'll see. We'll take a look. Then some weird voice through an intercom says, "We need to beef up security around here." At first, when I was watching it, I thought it was... Yeah. And then they say, "Anyways, Robin Winslow, you're up." And Jesse does like a weird introduction. "Everybody, this is Robin Winslow, the greatest blah, blah, blah." Like, come on. Dude, you don't even know her.
Are you even on? Like, it's a camera on now?
Who knows?
Like, if I was watching the news, I'd be like, what the hell is going on with this station?
Yeah. And Robin goes on to read the script. She has a little more life in her. You only hear like 2 seconds of it. But
She didn't have that great.
No, but she seemed maybe like she relaxed a little bit more because
She wasn't such a
weird.
bitch.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And new scene, Robin and everyone is in the kitchen holding glasses. What do you think was in Joey's?
Oh my god. Dude.
Because they look like just like Coke
Yeah.
or something in the thing.
It was not Coke and
his
rum and Coke for old Joe.
Old Jack and Coke or something going on.
Old Joe and Coke.
Danny says, to Robin, Channel 8's newest field reporter. She thanks them, then asks if she can talk to Jesse alone for a second. So they go outside.
God, this is ridiculous.
I know. This is the biggest back and forth between these two.
I know.
For nothing.
Nothing.
They go outside. She says she needs to thank him for his help today. And he's like, okay, whatever. And she says, I was wrong about you. And then we cue up
Guys?
music.
Sorry we got to put you through this misery of this.
This is rough. And she says, you're different from all the other yous I've dated before.
Sorry.
But you know what I like most? He says, my love for adventure, or the way I live my life on the edge. Which, mind you, this is like the exact same thing he said to Roxana. Because he talked about living on the edge, and then that's when Stephanie came in to have him help get her bee suit off or whatever.
Right. Wow.
And then Robin says, your strong maternal instinct. And he's like, oh. And then he says, oh boy, how did this happen? I never even liked kids until I talked to them. Sure.
Wow. Really got sentimental music for this shit?
Oh, okay. Yeah. And she says, well, you have a great family. Those girls really adore you. And I'm beginning to see why. And then he says, they should become friends. And she says she'd like that. And he says, good. We'll just be friends, period. And there's like a, you got it, buddy. All right, pal. And then he's like, if you want this thing to go beyond friends, you're going to have to make the first move. Because I'm not gonna. And she says, you got it. Let's get back to the party. And I think you guys can wrap it up. I think that's about where the sentimental music dies. Cause
how much do we pay these guys, by the way?
Pay them in beer.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Oh, I forgot.
Don't bring up actual dollars to these guys. And she says, he says, Robin, I have to ask, if you did happen to make that first move, what would it be? And she says, trust me, if I made a move, you'd know it. And then they hug, and she has like a sexy stare at him.
Yeah.
It was like really,
Yeah.
pretty intense. And he says, "Was that a move?" And she says, "Did your toes curl?" He says, "Yeah." "Does that mean you're making a move?" And she says, "No. When I make a move, everything curls."
Oh!
Woo! And
Whoa!
And she leaves into the house, and he says,
Have mercy!
And
Holy
follows.
smokes!
And that's the end.
So everything on Uncle Jesse is gonna curl?
Yeah. So,
Dang.
which makes it okay. So, what team are you on now?
Oh my goodness!
Because although Robin was kind of a bitch, looks
Yeah.
and
everything on
curls.
Uncle Jesse is gonna curl?
Yeah. I don't think everything on Uncle Jesse curls
Ever.
when Jill's around.
No. Wow.
All right,
Yeah.
we've all been waiting for it. What is on the mind of Alex in this one?
Here we go now.
All
Okay.
right.
Still don't know who Jill is.
No idea.
I mean, I have no clue who the hell Jill is.
Just somebody that Jesse dates on and off.
Never been in any episodes.
No.
I don't think she's in any other episodes.
No.
Okay.
No.
So that's her.
Yep.
Everybody knows her,
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah.
But the girls didn't say, "Hey Jill," there's no
No, there's no
But-
affection there.
no.
She's just in it for one reason.
Right. So the girls know that this is
Yeah,
just
that's
Uncle
true.
Jesse's
Yeah.
woman.
Why were you here? Why were you here tonight? But now Uncle Jesse's going on a date with this other girl.
None of that mentioned.
Oh,
Okay. Now let's go over to what's her name again? I'm sorry.
Robin?
Robin. Really don't know why Robin and Danny know each other.
Yeah.
Just old friends.
I know. I wish they would have at least one of those stupid lines. Hey, Robin was my friend. We used to hang out back in college when we were on this blah blah blah. No,
Just an
can't
old
even
friend.
throw us a bone,
Right.
like that.
And going back to Jill, we couldn't have hired one of those other actors from previous episodes
That's
to come
true.
back, and then our mindsets would have been oh yeah, we remember her.
Yeah,
from,
yeah.
So she stuck around.
Right. Adriana comes by
Right.
when he doesn't have a date.
Right.
No.
But anyways, so we don't know Robin
Right. No. No clue.
at all.
Nope. We just know she's a Winslow, so she's from Chicago.
Chicago, yeah, obviously.
Well, or wherever Frank is.
And I don't, maybe I'm wrong. I don't remember, and I mean, maybe we'll find out. Does Robin appear again? I don't know.
That's a good question. I'll let you know.
Okay, because I'm just this whole episode is just question marks everywhere.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
If I was texting somebody, it would just be question marks. I have no clue what the hell is going on.
Yeah.
But Joey was funny.
Joey had a couple good lines.
See, when he's not,
And he was drinking. Because at the end, he had a drink.
he did have a drink, but he wasn't there was no real funny voices.
Yeah. Other than when he came in. Ding, 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 ding.
Yeah, but that's
was even
funny. But
yeah.
that's normal.
Yeah.
Hey, funny, ding, ding, ding,
Yeah.
dinner's ready. Yeah.
Pee Wee Herman.
Yeah, perfect. Let's keep it like that.
Yeah.
Let's keep it going, Joey.
Yeah.
Just like that.
You can do it, Joey. You
can do it, buddy. But that was on my mind.
All right. So, trivia.
Yeah.
For Full House for this, I'll hit up the first one that you just mentioned. Robin is in another episode.
Oh, really?
However, it's one of those stupid mistake ones. She's in season 3 episode of Full House titled Star Search.
She's the host?
She makes an uncredited cameo appearance as a judge on the Star Search.
Do it's a while away.
Yeah.
Will's a while. I don't know what to call. Do they know? They act like
No.
they know her?
It's just, I think she's one that punches in her vote. 3 people have to vote.
Wow.
So
That's the only other episode, huh?
that's it. But
Yeah.
Robin Winslow, she's portrayed by Christian Alfonso is the actress's name.
Okay.
And she is best known for starring in the show Days of Our Lives
Okay.
as Hope Williams Brady. She started in 1983 playing Hope. She was kind of off and on a few years. I think she had a 4-year break. I don't know what would have happened to her
guessing
character.
she died, was in a coma.
A coma or something. But she's off for 4 years, but then she portrayed Hope until this past year.
No way!
83 until 2020.
Wow, crazy, dude.
Yeah. And then she also portrayed Hope in an episode of Friends when Joey was on Days of Our Lives. So she had a appearance on Friends.
Good for her.
A person on Days of Our Lives.
Good for her for
sticking it out.
And getting some sitcom roles.
Yeah. And now we move to the character of Jill. So the character of Jill was portrayed by Darcy DeMoss. The only reason I'm mentioning this is because she had a short cameo in the show The Untouchables. The Untouchables was a TV series based on Elliot Ness and the 1930s cops. So that's all. Right? There's nothing else about her that was interesting to me.
Yeah.
So the next episode of Full House is actually called A Pox in Our House. And this is a good one.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll get there. Yeah. Sadly, we'll get there.
So we got to go to Chicago.
All right. Yeah, we do have to get to Chicago. So
how are we getting there?
What we're gonna do is we're gonna take the Bugmobile.
All right.
The Bugmobile. Spray some insect killer. Get a little high on that.
Get a little high on that. Can we grab beer too?
I guess we could. It's probably a big van. Do you think it's a van or a truck?
It's a van.
Okay. Yeah.
With a big dead bug on top, probably.
Yeah.
Yes.
That would be pretty cool.
I can't wait.
All right. So yeah, that's what we'll hop into and go from San Francisco over to Chicago for a little Family Matters.
Sweet.
So now we are in Chicago.
Wait. How are we getting the Bugmobile back?
He doesn't need it.
Okay.
It's his dad's. It's for his dad's company. His dad will just get the bill.
Okay, good. Good.
So
what are the Winslow's up to?
Oh, well, so this one is called A Baker's Dozen.
Baker's Dozen.
Yep.
We got some things to talk about.
Oh, this is going to be good.
So Baker's Dozen. What's a
Baker's Dozen?
13.
Okay. All right. So this is actually episode 14. It would have been cool if it was last episode. Episode 13 being called A Baker's
Dozen.
Yeah.
So this does bring up a lot of mathematical by Alex.
All right.
So I'll stop you when it gets there.
All right. We'll do it. This was aired January 12th, 1990.
Okay.
IMDb rating 7.3. So they're, again, ahead of Full House.
It was funny.
It was funny.
It was funny.
It was. The cold open, we'll quick kind of go through this. So Rachel's coming down into the living room in her robe with towels in hand. You remember her wearing her robe?
Of course I do.
And Eddie, Laura, and Judy walk in from the kitchen. They say they're going to the mall and ask if she wants to go. And she says she isn't dressed for it. Obviously. Yeah. She says she'll take a shower instead. Urkel walks in. Laura asks if he ever knocks, and he says, "No, I don't like to disturb anyone." He asks if he can tag along and if they were going anywhere. And they say they weren't going anywhere. They were just about to play hide and seek. And he says, "Oh, great. My parents play this with me all the time."
Oh, no.
Oh, poor guy. Then he says, "Once I found them in Milwaukee living under an unassumed name."
Oh, my gosh.
They say he's it. And they say for him to go in the closet and count to 25. The kids rush out of the house as soon as he goes in the closet. He ends his counting and he hears the shower running. And he thinks it's Laura.
Dang. What a little devil, man.
But why would you think it's Laura? Turning water on in the shower if you're hiding?
Hide and seek?
Yeah.
What's going through that boy's
I
mind?
don't know. But he goes into the bathroom and you hear Rachel scream. And then he's like, "Sorry." And as he leaves the bathroom, he like stops and he's like breathing heavy, and he's like, wow. And then he runs out of the house.
I mean,
that dude just got an eyeful.
Yeah, like, holy smokes. Woo. Like, that's probably his first time, right?
Oh, I'm sure.
Ever seen a naked lady?
Yeah. Although it's Urkel, he may have walked in on other people.
Who knows, but... Why was the door unlocked? Why was the door... I think it was open a crack, too.
Yeah.
Why was she taking a bath in Mother Winslow's room?
Yeah. Why didn't she go to the one that everyone fought about? And the reason why they made another bath. So many unanswered questions tonight.
I'm telling you.
All right, so we're into the episode. The family, minus Mother Winslow.
Of course.
This is the third episode.
Yeah, did something happen to her?
I don't know. Maybe that's trivia for next week.
Yeah.
Mother Winslow missed because she had her gallbladder removed.
Something happened.
All right, so the family is finishing up dinner while Carl is in an apron at the oven. And Harriet asks who wants to help with cleaning the dishes, to which Laura replies that she has a ton of homework to finish up, and so does Judy. While Eddie says that he's going over to his best friend Rodney's.
Rodney! Woo, woo, woo.
He's mentioned. He's not sure.
I know, but still.
Yeah, he's that close. He's that much closer. So he says he's got to go check out a new video game over at Rodney's. Carl orders everyone to freeze. And they kind of say, oh, I hate that our dad's a cop, or whatever. He announces that dinner isn't over yet, and that he made dessert. Which everyone, ugh.
Yeah.
And Carl says, these are his lemon cream tarts. But Rachel isn't convinced that they're like his. She asks him if he bought them at the donut shop. That they named a donut after him.
Wait, why would tarts be at a donut shop?
It's baked goods.
Okay.
Carl replies that he happens to be a great cook. And Rachel snickers. And Harriet says to him that he doesn't cook. He burns. He burns eggs, toast. And he's the only man she knows who burns Jell-O.
Well, he technically should have said he was a good baker.
Yeah, cook is different. I mean,
that's totally different game.
Cooking eggs, making toast, that stuff.
That's different.
Yeah, but baking.
Yeah,
people can be good at baking and be bad at cooking.
Right.
So he says that he'll pretend that he wasn't insulted by Harriet's remark, and he starts passing out the tarts to everyone in the family, saying that once they've tasted his tarts, they'll all be heaping him with praise.
Let's see.
Yeah.
Damn, these must be good tarts.
Yeah. He even made a special tart for Richie. A lemon cream tartlet. Tartlet.
Tartlet. Okay. What the hell is a tart?
A tart. Oh, you know what? I'm glad you asked.
Oh, you went by a tart. I don't even know what it is. That's a tart?
Lemon tarts for your birthday.
Oh! So try one out. Whoa, they looked a lot bigger in the episode.
Oh, they are. They're bigger. These are
mini
the
tarts?
Little Richie
tarts.
Tartlets.
Tartlets.
So,
they're actually real good.
Yeah.
Wow.
So that's what we're dealing with here.
Wow. A little more pastry than I thought.
Yeah.
Let me flush it down with the beer.
Yeah. So Judy says that the tarts look pretty good. And Eddie replies, Judy, Dad made them. How good could they be? And Carl walks over and stares at Eddie. And then Eddie says, of course I know I'll love them. Because he's scared of Carl. Then he tastes it. And he's actually delighted by the taste. He's like, oh, this is pretty good.
Wait. We're gonna be like, oh yeah, if Eddie thinks they're good, they're good. Remember what happened with
last
Rachel?
episode? Yeah, he just ate dog treats.
Yeah,
and thought they were good.
And before that, Rachel made that.
Yes.
What was it?
Brush.
Whatever.
Yeah. Broche. Bruschetta.
Bruschetta?
Something like
Whatever that is. And everybody hated it.
Yeah.
So I'm not trusting it.
Yeah, so far he's over 2 on those.
Yeah.
But he says they're pretty good. Carl says, see, Edward likes them. I don't think anyone's buying it, but Laura chimes in asking, what does that prove? Eddie eats paste.
So true.
Harriet then samples the tart, and she likes it. And so does Rachel, who says that it's more than delicious. It's fantastic.
Oh, boy.
So everyone
Rachel's
likes
getting on.
Oh. She then asks him where he learned to cook like this. He replies that it was his father's secret recipe and that the Winslow men have been passing it down for generations.
So Harriet never knew about this?
Harriet says that she didn't know he had a secret recipe.
Oh.
And he says, that's why it's a secret. He says it's time to pass down the recipe to his son. He says, we've talked about the birds and the bees. Now it's time to talk about the flour and the filling.
Oh, no.
And he says, you're not going to draw stick figures, are you? But you're right, though. He made these tarts. This is the first time in 20 years Harriet's even knowing that he made them.
Nobody in the family's ever talked about it before?
Right.
At any family gatherings?
No, he's never made them.
Hey, Dad, you remember those tarts you used to make back in the day?
No. No one knows. He's
I
waited this long for this dinner.
The quilt was talked about so much.
Yeah.
But these, amazing pastries weren't talked about at all.
No.
Interesting.
Now, Rachel wants him to make some for some writers' meeting that she's going to. New scene, we have Carl just getting home from work, and Rachel rushes in saying one of the writers at her meeting sampled the tart and loved it. He's the manager of Roberto's Cafe. The restaurant wants to buy the tart recipe and sell them.
Wow.
They're that good?
Damn. I mean, you can make it tart.
Yeah, I mean, it's crust and filling.
Yeah. It's nothing that big of a deal.
Right? Man, they want this recipe that is that good. So she's persuading him slightly and says they just need to come up with a name for him. She says, how about Carl's Cupcakes? And Carl, he kind of looks at her for a second and he's like, I like that.
It's a great name.
It is. Cupcakes instead of cupcakes. I get it.
But these are tarts, though.
Right. Yeah.
So we're not making cupcakes.
So somebody's going to order those thinking they're going to get a cupcake and they're going to get this inverted cupcake.
Yeah.
Whatever. But there's a conversation about who would get what shares from this little family business.
We need to talk about this a little bit.
Okay.
So Laura wants 2 shares, right?
Yep.
Obviously, Carl gets 2 shares.
Mm-hmm.
I think everybody gets 2 shares, right?
Yeah.
And then Mother Winslow was talked about getting 2 shares also.
Yep.
So
she's out of town.
But she's out of town. But since it was, they actually said her recipe, so they kind of screwed up. I'm positive because I don't know why they would bring her up, but
yeah,
it must have been but she was included in getting a share for these.
Right.
So I just want to clarify that for you.
Yeah.
But go on.
They
just clarify that they talked about Mother Winslow getting a share.
Yeah.
Okay.
But most importantly, Carl is excited, wanting his picture on the menu next to his Carl's Cupcakes.
That's all he cares about.
Yep. And he's like, I just want my picture. Smiling. But in a new scene, we're in the kitchen. Back in the kitchen. Everyone there, except for Rachel and Mother Winslow.
Right.
Everyone's talking about, actually, and Little Richie wasn't there either, but
he wasn't here at all.
No. Everyone's talking about the potential of being millionaires and all this stuff, getting way ahead of themselves.
Yeah.
And Rachel is still gone at the restaurant while they're talking about this stuff. She comes in saying that it went great. The restaurant loves them. And the rest, she found out that the restaurant is a chain of restaurants and that this thing could be huge.
Whoa.
Now, that could make you really...
Yeah.
Like, Carl says, yeah, but did they like my picture? She says they loved everything. And Harriet can she can smell that there's a catch here.
Yeah.
Because then Rachel says the manager wants 1,000 tarts by Monday for all the tri-state area restaurant chains.
Right.
So Carl isn't too scared by 1,000.
No.
Because if they all work together, they can get it done. Then Rachel tells him that she agreed to the 1,000 with the same attitude, that we could just get it done. But then she was informed that it was 1,000 dozen, so 12,000 tarts by Monday.
By Monday. Okay.
Then he says, you mean this Monday? Day after tomorrow, Monday? So that's 48 hours to bake 12,000 tarts.
12,000 tarts in 48 hours.
Yes.
Okay. So, let's do a little bit of Alex's...
Education with Alex.
Education with Alex.
You're about to get schooled. I can just picture us hiring Mr. T.
That would be awesome. So let's do 12,000 tarts.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, what is this episode called?
A baker's dozen.
Okay. They are saying a dozen. They're not it's a baker's dozen.
Right.
But they keep saying dozen. They said dozen.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not 12,000 tarts.
Should be 13,000.
It should be 13,000 tarts.
Yeah.
That made me mad. Because it's a baker's dozen, so 13,000 tarts. So they're already, they don't even know their own math.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't understand.
13,000 tarts in 48 hours. I'm just trying to think, and they're big tarts.
Yeah, these, the ones we have, we'll take a picture.
They're almost like, you remember the,
little
frozen pot pies?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
They look similar to, which are huge. I mean, those are huge.
So you can
tarts.
probably only get 16 in the oven at a time? Probably.
Well, we see what happens as they go. But
Right.
But
yeah,
to do that would be literally impossible.
Right.
I mean...
It's impossible.
Yeah. Unless you, go to your local bakery and ask if you can borrow their...
And what do you do with all these tarts that you keep making?
Yeah. I mean, are you trying... Yeah, because you can't send them.
No, you can't send them. I just got really mad because they kept saying a dozen, but they needed to say baker's dozen.
Yeah.
Anyways, I'm sorry. That was a whole spiel, but it was on my mind.
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
So after a commercial break, we're still in the same spot with Carl reiterating 12,000 tarts in 2 days. No one corrected him that it should be 13. Harriet says it sounds impossible. Good old positive here.
Yeah, jeez.
Rachel
Debbie Downer over here. Harriet Downer.
Rachel does a little pep talk saying they can do it. When the going gets tough, the tough gets going. She says a couple other little...
I know.
And
so annoying.
Harriet tells Rachel she better call the restaurant and let them know the family can't fulfill the request on time. We're pulling the plug on this.
Harriet.
But Rachel mentions she cannot do that because she got an advance on the order and she stopped for some odds and ends already.
Oh.
Ding dong! Doorbell rings. She goes to get it, saying, I'll get the door while you all go upstairs and check on little Richie for me.
Thank God somebody's going
to... Yeah. But the family realizes she doesn't want him to see, so they run in there with...
So nobody checked on little Richie?
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
Still alone. Sitting wide awake in his crib. Some guy with bags of flour. He's got an appliance cart with huge bags of flour.
Yeah.
And then a huge Bartlett 111 a mixer that's on a pallet jack that can mix 300 gallons of batter in 1 hour. 300 gallons of batter in an hour.
That's
crazy.
That's it, though. That's all they brought.
Yeah.
There's more to it than that.
Right. Yeah, just flour in a mixer. So you don't need eggs or
eggs or milk or anything.
Harriet tells Rachel she has lost her mind. And Rachel says that Harriet's problem is she doesn't take risks. Do you think famous Amos was famous before he took risks? No. And before she started baking, who do you think Mrs. Fields was? And Eddie chimes in, Miss Fields? And Rachel looks at him like he's stupid, and then she was just an everyday housewife with a couple of chocolate chips and a dream. But we got a dream too, and we're not going to stop until we make Carl the Prince of Tarts. So everyone's like, yay.
That's a good speech by Rachel, though.
It was.
It's a good pump up.
Yeah.
I guess that's probably how famous Amos. Famous Amos. Famous Amos.
Famous Amos.
And Fieldhouse.
Mrs. Fields cookies.
Okay, sorry. I know I've had both of them. I've had anuses and field houses. Oh, what are you doing to me? Anyways.
Oh man, this is a good day. Oh,
having a good day. We're having a good. How's that song go? Real quick.
Had a bad day.
Oh, that's what it was.
Had
it was
a good day.
Gonna break it down for all of you today. I don't know. I just made that up.
Carl says, "Am I not good enough to be the king of tarts?"
Oh,
He's
no.
all big.
Yeah.
He is.
He just cares about his reputation.
Yeah, he does. Like, he wants his picture up. He wants to be king of tarts. They back him up. They're, oh yeah, you're good. You know, whatever.
The king.
Harriet says she knows they think she is always the one to say stop when they want to go.
She is.
Yeah. But she knows baking. And what they're going to attempt is impossible.
I mean,
she is right.
She is right.
She's wrong on the front half where she's acting like she's not the one to stop them, but she's right on this is literally impossible. She pleads with them to stop and think for a moment about what they're about to get themselves into. And the family stops for literally 2 seconds, and they're looking at the floor, and then they're Rachel's all right, is everybody with me? And the family's yeah! So they all race into the kitchen to get started, and that leaves Harriet behind. And she says to herself, now, I know how the pastry chef felt on the Titanic. And she walks into the kitchen with the family. The next scene is everyone hard at work. They're trying to get their 12,000 tarts order baked. And they're singing, she works hard for the money, so hard for it, honey.
Oh, sorry.
Work hard for the money, so you better treat me right. You know who sings that?
No, but she's dead now, right?
I have no idea. Probably.
Okay. I was gonna say Whitney Houston.
No. Donna Summers.
Huh. I know the song.
What?
But I don't know.
You don't know Donna Summers?
No.
Me either.
Am I supposed to?
I don't know.
I'm sure somebody will say I
yeah,
need to know, but sorry.
Right, no, and she was
a great song. It's a good song.
Yeah. Eddie returns with a tray of ready-made tarts from their neighbor Mrs. Cordini's house. She agreed to let the family use their oven.
That's nice.
That is nice, and that adds.
So we have 2 ovens now.
Yeah. He tells his mom that Mrs. Cordini will let them use her oven all night if they stop singing. And then Harriet says, that woman never did have any class. Look at Mr. Cordini. Like, what is this?
What's he look like? Yeah.
And why does Harriet care?
Yeah.
Then Urkel lets himself in the back door and asks if Laura's busy. They're in the middle of baking.
Yeah, right.
She tells Steve that she's so busy that she doesn't even have time to be mean to him.
Jeez.
And he
Poor
then...
guy.
I know. Then he asks if he could give the Winslow's a helping hand. And Rachel says yes. And asks if his parents have an oven they could use. But Urkel says they could use his parents' oven for free as long as he could have Laura's hand in marriage.
Jeez.
And Carl's like in the background, and you see him like looking like thinking maybe, what is this kid doing talking to my daughter?
Right.
But then he walks up and he's like, exactly how big is your oven? And Laura says, Dad! And Urkel then wanders over and he's like, wow, is this a Bartlett 111?
Why would he know about pastry or like a mixer?
Yeah. He says, they have one just like this at the donut shop downtown. You know, a mouse fell in there once when they were making a batch of jelly donuts.
Nah, that's...
Carl, he's grossed out. He's like, that's terrible. And Urkel says, not really. They didn't even get one complaint.
Oh.
Gross. And Carl's like, which donut shop are we talking about? And it turns out it's the one right next to the police station. And Urkel's like, have you ever been to that one? And Carl, he's like, he's out now. He's got to go now. Oh, man. So it's later in the night. The family's still baking.
Yeah.
Laura tells Judy to keep up, but Judy says that she has a stomach ache. And Laura says it's because she eats more tarts than she makes.
Dang.
Then Judy snaps back saying, how would you like a tart up your nose?
Whoa.
Oh. They jump to things in a hurry.
Yeah, calm down.
Harriet then relieves Judy of her duties of baking. And she says it's way past her bedtime anyways and takes her upstairs. While taking her upstairs, Harriet tells Rachel, I'm going to get you for this. And Rachel says, what a grouch. For real. Somebody had to say it. The rest of the family can barely keep up as Rachel tells them they're slowing down. And Carl says they're going as fast as they can. How many more of these stinking tarts do we have to make?
So now he hates them.
Yeah. And Rachel replies, 9,432. Carl, Eddie, and Laura sigh. They're all exhausted. And Laura says that they're never going to make it by Monday. And Eddie asks Carl when they can take a break and Carl says, I don't know. Ask your Aunt Rachel. She's the head tart.
Oh.
And she glares at him. And she tells everyone they've got tarts to make. So no break. Carl then tells Rachel that she was putting too much filling in the crusts. As she turns to talk to him, and when she turns, she accidentally sprays, squirts the filling onto his apron.
Honest mistake.
Was it?
I think it was.
Okay. So he accuses her of doing it on purpose, but she insists it was an accident, and that they're already tired, and she wouldn't waste energy fighting.
I think it was an honest mistake.
Okay. All right.
She overfilled the bag too much.
That maybe that's true.
I think so.
Carl agrees that they should get back to work, but then Rachel says, darn, and looks at the filling bag, and Carl asks what's wrong, and she replies that her filling bag is clogged. And just as she says that, the bag comes unclogged, and the lemon filling comes gushing out all over Carl's face.
It's a thing, though. Have you ever used one of those before?
I have. They do.
They clog up.
Yeah.
So it's a mistake.
Right.
Let's just remember.
Now, is that a mistake, too?
I think that's a mistake. I mean, it was, you get frustrated. You're like, oh, and then it squirts out from the back.
Okay. All right. Well, Carl doesn't think either was a mistake.
Oh, no.
And he says, okay, no more Mr. Nice Guy. He then retaliates by grabbing a bowl with more lemon filling in it And she says, "Don't do something you're going to regret." And Carl says, "I'm not going to regret this. I'm going to love it." And Rachel grabs a bowl of flour, and they're like staring each other down, and then they kind of say a truce, like, "Okay, all right, truce." And then Carl throws some filling at her and says, "Ha ha, sucker." And Rachel throws the flour in Carl's direction, but Laura blocked Carl.
Yeah.
And she gets flour dumped on her, and Eddie is like laughing hysterically at this whole thing.
Yeah. You just hear him in the background the whole time.
Yeah. And Rachel like panics as Laura retaliates by grabbing another bowl of flour, and she goes gunning for Rachel, and Eddie shouts, "Food fight!"
Yeah.
And he grabs a couple of unmade like tarts, and he gets Carl's attention. He's like, "Hey, Dad!" And Carl says, "You wouldn't dare." And Eddie laughs and smashes one in Carl's face, and he's like laughing like his. And Carl takes another unmade tart and smashes it in Eddie's face.
You were wrong there, bud.
Uh-oh. What?
Eddie has two on his hand.
Oh, yeah.
And he smashes one, and then Carl lifts his hand up and smashes him in the face with the tart that's in his hand.
So there was no throwing.
There was no throwing from Carl's part. He just smashed in his hand.
Gotcha.
Ah, got you.
Right.
Got ya.
Damn it.
Ah, woo!
But then a full-blown food fight. Yeah,
happens.
they're just chucking it around the house. That'd be kind of fun, actually.
Actually, it would be.
It'd be horrible to clean up, but it'd be fun to do.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll come over to your house and...
You want to have a food fight?
Yeah. And then I'll just leave.
I'll leave too.
We could do it in here, and then we'll just leave it.
Yeah.
Then there really would be raccoons destroying the place.
Well, at least they'd clean it up.
That's true. But you can hear like dishes clattering. It sounded like breaking, like windows breaking.
Yeah. Just some pastries flying.
Yeah. Food's being like slung everywhere. Then Urkel, in his pajamas, comes back. He briefly breaks up the food fight. He says he saw their lights were on and asks if they have anything to eat.
Here's the thing. I thought he lived like blocks away. Now he lives next door. They moved.
Yeah.
He must have moved.
Yeah.
Or he's just creeping around because of Laura.
Maybe.
It's just getting a little creepy.
It's true. So he's asked if they have anything to eat. Well, they have food all over them, and Carl, Eddie, Laura, and Rachel all they have like devilish grins, and they smile, and then they sling. Poor Urkel. They sling all these unmade tarts and filling and flour at him. All he did was come in.
Just ask if he had anything to eat.
Right. Jeez. They're taking their frustration out on him. And so they're slinging the food at him. I just love how...
Yeah, his look on his face. Yeah, it was hilarious.
He was horrified. So Harriet returns after putting Judy to bed, and she like breaks up the fight. "Look at my kitchen! Have you all lost your minds?" Especially, this is the only place I hang out in. The family then starts like blaming each other over who started the fight. Urkel, covered in the tarts and filling, says, "I just came over for a snack." And Harriet says, "I'm not going to say how you ruined my kitchen, how you are acting like children, or how this was a dumb idea in the first place. I'm not going to say all that." Carl says that he's not going to say that Rachel started it. And she like shoots back that she's not going to say that she had lousy help. And then Harriet's like, "Good. I'm glad we're all in agreement that we're not going to say that." And Carl and Rachel like continue like, "But it was her fault. But it was his fault." Harriet like yells at them to stop their fighting. Carl and Rachel like stick their tongues out at each other. And then Urkel says, "Can I have a glass of milk to go with my face?" That's the end of the food fight scene.
Food fight's done, huh?
So new scene. It's the next morning. The family, except for Judy, Rachel, and still Mother Winslow.
Right.
You gotta throw that in there. I miss her.
I do too.
The family is...
Estelle, come back to us.
Estelle! The family is sleeping, and they're like exhaustedly sprawled out on the living room furniture. And Carl is like holding Harriet's foot as he's asleep. Yeah. He's having like a nightmare. He's moaning that he doesn't want to be king of the tarts or whatever. And then he says, "No, get the mouse! Get the mouse!" Laura wakes him up, and he's like screaming, "Hit the decks! Hit the decks!" So stupid. Judy comes downstairs and asks if they finished making the tarts. And Carl replies that they finished 2 hours ago and that Rachel took him to the restaurant.
Holy smokes.
When I was watching, I thought, oh, he means they just quit.
Yeah.
But they actually did it.
Wow.
And mind you, by Monday, they needed them. Like, what time, was this a school that, did the kids work all Sunday night?
I'm guessing, right?
I guess.
They got to go to school, right?
Yeah. But...
yeah, you're right.
Yeah. Then Rachel returns home, and she, sighs, "Oy vey," and hands the family the check made out to them. She hands it to the kids first, and Laura, yells, "We're rich!" And Eddie chimes in by saying that's a lot of money. And they hand the check to Carl, and he looks at it, and Rachel says that they have to deduct a few expenses.
What was the check for? Do we know?
I don't know. They didn't say.
Okay.
But they were all how many expenses? What do we got? And she says, well, we have to deduct a few expenses. The ingredients to make the tarts, the racks, pots and pans, the machinery, and the truck to haul the tarts off to the restaurant. And Harriet asks for the bottom line. How much profit are we looking at? And Rachel stutters a little bit, and then she says they made $24.
Oof.
Laura says they worked through the whole weekend, and they only made $24 each. And then Rachel replies that they only made $24 total.
Oh my goodness.
And she kind of ducks away, and Carl shouts that they only get $4 a piece.
So let's bring up Alex's
Education with
Alex. You got school.
You got school, sucker.
So they each get $4 a piece.
Yeah.
Huh?
Mm-hmm.
So okay.
Oh, there's your shares.
So let's count this down. Carl gets 4. Mm-hmm. Harry gets 4. Rachel gets 4. So what are we up to?
That's 12.
12. Judy gets 4. Eddie gets 4. And Laura gets 4.
Yep.
And
Mother Winslow
gets 4. So what are we at then? What's
$28.
$28.
Yeah. So where does...
So you don't get $4 a piece.
Yeah, that's true.
Because if we remember, at the beginning, they said Grandma gets shares in these.
That is true. They would get about $3.43
right
each.
So
yeah.
I'm just saying,
right.
Math was not right.
Yeah, they should have. Yep. If they were going to mention her earlier, they should have mentioned her later.
So say it one more time, Kenny.
You got schooled, sucker.
Thank you.
So Rachel starts kind of beating herself up over the outcome, calling it a dumb idea. But Harriet says it wasn't a dumb idea, even though she said it earlier.
Yeah.
She says it just wasn't thought out. And Rachel then says that she thought it would be a fun idea to start their own business.
Yeah, I mean, but seriously, I mean, that, if you're going to start up a business, you got to spend a little bit of money.
I mean, when you start a business, you ain't going to make a lot of money
right
at the beginning.
I mean, it's just like the dog last week.
Yeah.
We're just going to give up.
Yeah. They're like,
what kind of family show is this?
I know.
2 episodes in a row, we're giving
guys,
up.
If you can't do it within the first day,
Yeah.
2 days of doing a business, don't even bother.
Or 2 weeks of having a dog.
You want a dog, but it's acting out after 2 weeks.
Get rid
Take
of
a
it.
hike, pal. Yeah.
Family
What's
show.
the next one?
Yeah. Golly, can't wait.
The sentimental music.
Sorry, guys, I had to get that out there.
Yeah. As the sentimental music starts, she and Carl kind of start playing the blame game over who's at fault. This time, each of them is taking the blame, and it was kind of funny because, Carl's like, no, you're not at fault. I'm the one. No, Carl, you did fine. I'm the one that blah, blah, blah. And Harriet chimes in stating that everyone's at fault, except for her. Which is somewhat true, but she also still stuck with it. So can't totally say that. But Laura's amazed that they were able to make 12,000 tarts. That's not counting the ones they threw.
Well, yeah, but you didn't get your order properly. So.
Right. Eddie says that he liked the food fight, and Harriet says that this past weekend, the Winslows have proved that they do anything when they put their minds to it. And Rachel adds that they now have to put their minds to cleaning up the kitchen.
Right.
So they walk into the kitchen, and after seeing the massive mess that they left behind, they quickly change their mind, and the kids, Laura's like, I got homework, me too. I gotta go to Rodney's. Which,
Rodney.
I mean, but what day is it?
I thought it was...
Because if they had to get it in by Monday...
That 2 hours to spare, you say?
Yeah. I mean, is this Monday morning? Because if it is, they don't have homework. They gotta get to school.
Maybe it was a holiday?
Maybe. We know it's not Columbus Day, because
No.
that was when the parade was.
Right. So, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. But they run off, and Harriet suggests they take the $24 profit they've made and pay someone to clean up the mess. And Rachel and Carl are like, yeah. And that's the end.
So $24 is going to pay to clean up that mess.
Because that was
That's a big mess.
Yeah.
Holy smokes.
It was the 80s, though.
Yeah, so
Different
it's probably,
pricing, I guess.
Probably
Maybe.
right. Probably right.
But that was the end.
Wow.
Pretty solid episode.
Yeah,
I thought it was really funny.
They had a lot of good, funny jokes.
Yeah. But what's on your mind?
Oh, okay. So there's a couple things. Okay. So let's start off with they got done with the pastries and they put them directly in the boxes. You leaving those pastries out for 2 days?
Yeah.
I don't know. How did they get all their licensing for that stuff? Unless it wasn't that strict back then.
Right.
But I mean,
yeah.
I don't know.
It's not a small.
It's not a commercial kitchen. That's all I gotta say.
Right.
And when I know it is, you gotta have a commercial kitchen.
And I mean, they got rid of the dog, but there could still be dog hair floating around.
That's one of the things.
That's
Yeah.
So
the other thing that we kind of skimmed through is when the two delivery guys with the flour and
the Bartlett 111
and the Bartlett 111, Rachel calls them by name.
Oh, did
both
she?
of them.
Oh,
Both of them. I can't remember their names.
Okay.
But they're like, I'll just use generic names. So like Jerry, yeah, right there in the kitchen, and then like Tim, yep, follow Jerry behind in the kitchen. How would she know these delivery guys?
But they're pals.
It's like Mid-City Delivery Company or something. And it's like Windy City.
Oh, Windy City.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, Windy City.
But how does she know those guys' names?
Yeah.
They're just delivery guys. It's not like they're the guys she's calling up.
Right.
They're delivery guys. So it was just boggling my mind.
Right.
Like how she knew these guys.
Wouldn't it be cool if one of them was named Derek?
Derek made an appearance delivering.
Yeah.
Oh, that would be hilarious.
That would be awesome.
But yeah, that was on my mind.
All right.
That was on my mind.
You
got some trivia?
I do. Some Family Matters trivia. This episode is actually so it's a remake of, so remember we said Perfect Strangers and Family Matters. Family Matters was like
a spinoff.
Yep, a sort of spinoff from Perfect Strangers. This is a remake of the episode from Perfect Strangers, Just Desserts, which aired in February of 1988. So 2 years almost before this. In that episode, again, I don't know these people. I don't never pay attention, so I'm going to butcher names in this, but it says, in that episode, Larry Appleton tells his cousin Balky that a local restaurant loves a delicious tart dessert that Balky makes.
Oh, even a tart? Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Called a Bibi Babka.
Okay.
That is from his homeland, Mypos.
All right.
The restaurant wants to buy some tarts, but the only catch is that Larry and Balky have to make 2,000 of them in only 2 days.
That's...
So it's pretty much the exact episode.
Yeah.
But they just beefed up the number.
By a lot. 2,000 seems practical.
Yeah. But 12,000.
Like, let's get real.
Yeah. But, like, that's disappointing.
Yeah.
At least make it donuts. Make it something other than
tarts.
Yeah. So, seems kind of lazy.
Were tarts big back then?
I don't know. I was surprised. I went out to get these, and I'm like, holy crap, they have lemon tarts. That's awesome.
Yeah, I was thinking about getting them myself, but I was like, where the hell am I going to go get tarts from?
Yeah. It's just not something I think of.
No, me either.
Another trivia is, according to a somewhat recent reunion, Steve Urkel wasn't even written into this episode. But since Jaleel White showed up on set, they gave him a small part.
Oh, that's cool.
So, I don't know.
Oh, you're here?
Yeah. I guess say these couple of lines.
Yeah.
How do you do that? What? Why even bother? Just leave him out.
And going back to this whole episode, Rachel didn't have anything to say to him while throwing those tarts from the opening credits or the opening scene.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right. This is for looking at me naked.
Yeah, right.
That would have been funny.
I thought it would be funny. But like you said, they added those on later on.
Right.
So,
yep.
Yeah.
But the next episode of Family Matters, speaking of, I said that was at a recent reunion special. The next episode of Family Matters is called The Big Reunion.
Oh, whoa. I don't remember this one.
My guess is Carl.
That's a class reunion? Okay.
He's got to probably get in shape. I don't know.
Oh.
That's my guess. It's just a guess. I have not seen it since probably...
It makes sense, though.
The 90s, but yeah. So, earlier I mentioned I had some trivia for you about Eddie and Laura Winslow.
Yeah.
You know where I'm going with this?
No.
No, you don't?
No clue.
Okay. So the actor who portrays Eddie is Darius McCrary. And the actress for Laura is Kelly Williams.
Okay.
Shangni Williams.
Good
I'll
try.
just call her Kelly.
Kelly, yeah.
But did you know that... So Darius's birthday is May 1st, 1976.
Did not know that.
Kelly's birthday is March 22nd, 1976.
Oh.
So if you... Education with Alex...
Yeah.
You want to get schooled. Kelly just recently turned 45 years old, and Darius is still 44. She is a month and some days older than he is.
Oh, wow.
But in the show, Eddie is the older brother by 2 years.
Wow.
And he looks huge compared to her.
Yeah.
Like, he looks...
He's a big dude.
Yeah. He looks like he's 15, 16, playing a 15-year-old, you know.
Wow.
She looks like she's 13, 12 years. I mean, good casting on the
Eddie part.
Yeah. But yeah, I thought that was weird.
That is weird.
It's
a good catch.
He's actually
good find.
Younger. But, all right, we move on. It's time for...
A little bedtime story. Just imagine me tucking you in with my big old arms. Okay, are we tucked in? I think so.
I need a tighter hug.
Let me tuck you in a little more.
So, food fights.
Yeah.
It's a little bit like a food fight. So, my business or my job is I farm.
Right.
So, we always have this annual tomato food fight. So, we pick tomatoes, and then time of the season we pick rotten tomatoes, and then we all have this around the farm. We do this tomato food fight, I guess, right?
Yeah, tomato fight.
So it's like water balloons.
Oh yeah.
Right? It's like that scenario, but it's with rotten tomatoes. So it's fun.
Yeah.
We love doing it. I mean, it sounds like the biggest hillbilly thing ever, but I don't know. It's always been fun.
I was there. Oh gosh, it was probably I don't even know if we were in high school yet. Yeah, I remember throwing some like really high and like catching it on my
yeah.
Just nasty tomato stuff. Yeah.
If you've ever been smashed with a tomato, I mean, there is the smell from the rottenness and the like acid from the tomatoes. If it gets in your eyes, it sucks.
And I remember like bugs.
Oh yeah, bugs too, because it's in the middle of summer.
Yeah.
But I don't know. We've always had fun doing it. I don't know why we started it, but man, I tell you, and past. The kids always, like, the kids I hire and stuff, the teenage kids, and stuff, they love it.
Yeah. Oh,
yeah, it was always fun. We always had a great time doing it. So
when does that fall?
Mid-August.
Mid-August. Okay.
Mid-August, yeah. Once we got enough tomatoes out there to go pick some buckets.
All right.
And do it. So, yeah. But, yeah, that's
good.
That's my bedtime story. We'll see you in the morning.
Gosh. No. All right. Well,
anyway,
if you didn't quick turn this off when you heard that, thank you for tuning in for this week's episode of TGIF Renegades.
Coming at you.
Please join us every Friday for a new episode of our show. And if you need to keep up, Hulu's got Family Matters, Full House, all the TGIF hits. But real quick, if you've ever thought of starting a podcast, it's not as hard as you think it is.
Pretty simple.
Yeah. Two dummies who set up in a camper that they call
the studio.
Can do it.
It's my birthday almost.
That's true.
Damn it. Call it a studio.
Yeah, okay. So, studio, if we can set it up here in a studio, you could do it too. And if you want a free month on us, go to podbean.com/TGIF Renegades and sign up there. You'll get one free month and get your feet wet on the podcast front. Just don't do a Full House and Family Matters review one, because you'll make us look bad.
Figure something else out.
But again, thanks for listening. If you need to keep up with us on social media, we'll have a birthday pic of Alex with his lemon tarts.
Oh yeah.
And you can see where else you can listen to us.
I like to pound a beer back for Podbean. For doing everything.
Yeah.
It's great.
It is good.
I love them.
All right.
Love them.
Well, and also, I just want to say happy birthday, Alex.
Oh, thanks. Thanks for bringing in the treats.
Yeah.
The tarts, I should say. But anyways, like we always say,
thank
God
it's Friday.
Woo. Hey, Kenny, grab me another beer.